A deep political chill has settled over Egypt-Israel relations. Yet at the very same moment, Cairo has quietly opened the door to a massive $35 billion gas pipeline deal that promises years of lucrative energy flows. President Abdel Fattah el Sisi has continued to hold Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu at arm's length in public, even as officials and energy executives pushed forward behind closed doors with what is being billed as the largest gas export agreement in Israel's history. Even deep anger in Cairo over the devastation in Gaza, the tense standoff at Rafah and security frictions in Sinai has not stopped Egypt from embracing a torrent of Israeli gas money to shore up its own battered energy system and foreign currency reserves. Egyptian officials briefed that President el Sisi had no intention of holding a high-profile meeting with Netanyahu in mid-December, signaling that any thaw in relations would come through technical deals and back-channel diplomacy rather than public summits. Yet just days later, on December 18th, Netanyahu went on air to unveil a blockbuster gas export agreement with Egypt, turning a period of visible diplomatic distance into a moment of economic interdependence between the two neighbors. Egypt immediately moved to brand the agreement as purely commercial, insisting there was no hidden political content and no change whatsoever to its public stance on Gaza or the broader Palestinian cause. Sisi's media chief Deir Roshwan stressed that the deal was hammered out by private energy companies on both sides, arguing that it was governed strictly by market rules, investment logic, and international contracts rather than by political bargaining. Officials in Cairo also framed the pact as a powerful boost to Egypt's long-stated ambition to become the sole gas trading hub of the Eastern Mediterranean, using its liquefaction plants and pipelines to dominate regional energy flows. SIS chief Deir Roshwan said, "The deal is a purely commercial transaction concluded on the basis of strictly economic and investment considerations and entails no political dimensions or understandings of any kind. The agreement serves a clear strategic interest for Egypt, namely strengthening its position as the sole regional hub for gas trading in the Eastern Mediterranean." CNN and other US outlets reported that President Donald Trump personally pressed Netanyahu to unlock the gas deal, using it as leverage while he tried to engineer a rare, high-stakes summit between the Israeli leader and Egypt's President Sisi. At the same time, Netanyahu has framed the agreement as a dramatic post-war showcase of Israel's resilient peace architecture, proof that regional partners still see long-term value in doing business with Israel despite the trauma of Gaza. In a televised address to the nation, the Israeli Prime Minister hailed the contract as the largest gas deal in Israel's history, highlighting its $35 billion value and billions in expected state revenues as a symbol of economic strength under fire.
"Today I approved the largest gas deal in Israel's history. The deal is worth 112 billion shekels, $34.7 billion. Of this, 58 billion shekels will go to the state's treasury. This deal with the American company Chevron has Israeli partners, and they will supply gas to Egypt. I approved the deal after ensuring our security and vital interests, and I will not elaborate on all of them. This deal greatly strengthens Israel's position as a regional energy power, and it contributes to stability in our region. It encourages other companies to invest in gas exploration in Israel's economic waters, and more gas will be found. But above all, this deal obliges the companies to sell gas at a good price to you, the citizens of Israel."
Egypt has repeatedly warned Israel that any attempt to push large numbers of Gazans across the border into Sinai would cross a hard national security red line, threatening stability in the peninsula and forcing Cairo to respond. Cairo has accused Israel's military policy around Rafah of effectively thinning Gaza's population, arguing that relentless pressure and bombardment are forcing civilians toward the Egyptian frontier against their will. Since the Hamas attacks of October 7, 2023, high-level political contacts between Egypt and Israel have largely frozen, leaving only narrow channels focused on security coordination, border management, and delicate hostage-related negotiations. Disputes over who controls Rafah, fears of a mass refugee spillover into Sinai, and growing concerns about drone and weapon smuggling have layered new friction onto an already fragile peace between the two countries. While Egypt has pushed hard for ceasefires, reconstruction plans, and a broader political roadmap for Gaza, Israel remains focused above all on dismantling Hamas's military capacity, leaving the two sides aligned on security ties but divided over how this war should end.